Huge victory for our team. A huge victory for this fan base, a huge victory for this university, and all the leadership that does a tremendous job directing us in the right direction. So I just think, our fans were the 12th man. We felt them, really felt them all week. I read Twitter a little bit. They were ready to go. They expected to win. They wanted to win, and they came ready to win. So I knew we better give them a win. But they were fired up all week, fired up today. They were into the game. We played hard for 60 minutes. The game was close, so for a while we kind of hung in there and just kind of fed off of our fans. I just think our players came out in the second half. They understood what it meant to not only us, but to the entire town and city and university to win, and they grinded it out. And we did some great things on defense, getting after the quarterback, making him feel uncomfortable, guarding receivers. We executed better in the second half, had some big plays in the running game, a little more efficient in the passing game. We had the one fumble, but we overcame it. Special teams came through in the second half. So I just think it was, once again, a team effort. We're happy to be where we're at because it is a big win, and we want to enjoy it. And, that's what excites us all. So, of course, just like I told the team, once you win a game like that, the bar goes from here up to here. So while we want to enjoy it and relax and be around our family and friends, eventually we got to get back to work and understand people can say what they want after winning the game, but every week in college football, if you don't come ready to play, you're not going to win. So we'll have to get back to work, here in over 24 hours. But it was a great atmosphere, and it was great for our team and our fans to win that game.
Coach, over the years, your teams have been known for, the special plays, the gadget plays, when you've had big time upsets, things of that nature. That's what you've been known for. But tonight, it was different. This was just a straight up man for man kind of, meeting them at the line and just pretty much beating down one of the best teams in college football in the second half. What do you think that says about your team?
Well, it's a great win. And yeah, I like big games. Our team likes big games. If you can't get up for those, this maybe isn't the sport for you. But, you got to come ready to play. And you got to do all the small things. You got to be aggressive. Yes, we didn't run as many trick plays today. I thought this team was guarding us pretty well. It was hard to kind of get some yards. And then we kind of just went to our best players, Jawar and Jamari, and let the others feed off them. Jack was very, very efficient, took care of the ball, threw it away when he had to, extended plays with his feet. First touchdown, he scrambled outside, allowed our receiver a little time to get open. So I just think his maturity level showed up and executed very well. And you got to give our offensive line credit. These guys play hard, don't get a lot of credit, but we ran the football against a solid defense. We found ways to get yards in the passing game in the second half, and then our special teams came through. And of course, the defense was outstanding.
Jeff, how do you attribute the defensive lines, the progression that it's made? Early on, you guys weren't getting as many sacks, but tonight it seemed like even in your just base rushing, you were able to get pressure and ended up with 5 sacks.
Well, quite honestly, I attribute it to coaching. I think we've been coaching better. I think that as a former player, you know what? I mean, you go out and play as hard as you can, but you have to have a great plan and a great package to help you win. And I think every week we tweak that package to guard people tighter, get our hands on people more, challenge receivers and seam routes more, and allow that defense line just a little more time to get in there. And at the same time, I think the blitz package has been more aggressive, and that comes from coaching and planning. So I give Coach Ingles, Coach Hagan, our whole defensive staff a lot of credit. We've continued to slightly tweak things, even when things are working well. And the key is applying pressure to the quarterback and making him feel uncomfortable and not giving up easy completions and making him earn it. So I just think that. When we're able to do that, it allows our defense to tee off. And when we can get a lead, it allows our defensive line to tee off. And I just think those guys played hard. We played quite a few guys, and they did a really good job.
Jeff, you just talking about the defense, but, this is a team, Notre Dame was averaging about 195 yards on the ground. You hold them to 44. Was there anything that you guys saw that, you could scheme defensively to stop them, or what exactly led to you guys shutting them down on the ground?
Well, I couldn't tell you for sure, but for me, yes, we're going to scheme them to stop the run, and you have to do that. Or they're going to run you over. They're big up front. They got a big running back, big tight ends, and we were aggressive in our packages against their personnel looks. We were going to make them beat us throwing the football, make them throw it over our head. I think when we got the first interception, the first drive, they probably said, "Oh, maybe we can't throw it over their head as much," and then we applied more pressure. And I just think that, coaching matters. To this point, we've done a good job coaching and adjusting to the team we're playing. And with that team, in my opinion, you have to stop the run. You have to put a bunch of guys up there, play downhill, stop the tight end, and then get pressure on the quarterback and make the receivers in the passing game beat you. And then, of course, if you can get a lead against a team that plays great defense and runs the football, we have the advantage. I think that's what you saw in the second half. Then we were able to kind of tee off a little bit more because we had the lead and we were forcing them to do things that they don't do as much. So to me, that's why it's always important. You got to be good at the passing game and the running game because you never know when you're going to have to use both.
Jeff, you did talk about the crowd and it being the 12th man. Did you allow yourself to really pay attention? You had Jack Harlow out there, Donovan Mitchell, just so many others, and just the atmosphere. At least before the game or during it, did you allow yourself to kind of look out there much? And just what were your thoughts?
Well, without question, taking the field and seeing all the seats filled, that's what college football is all about. And this is a great city that wants to win championships and be relevant and do a lot of fun things. And we want to try to provide that. And is it always going to be perfect? No. But, if you attack it head on and you step up to every challenge, and when you have a setback or failure, get right back up off your butt, do it again, these fans appreciate it. So I think at this point, of course, we're 6-0. And we want to give them something to cheer about and something to want to root for. And I think while we're at a good spot now, of course, it's a one-game season. It's a weekly battle. We got to now do it again. But I know our fans, love football and they love sports and they love teams that play hard and give great effort. And without question, we fed off the fans. They were tremendous tonight.
Hey, Jeff, right in the back right here. You talked about the play in the trenches a little bit. Just how impressive you've been with the overall physicality of both the offensive and defensive lines, not just tonight, but the progression through the season.
Well, I'll start with our offensive line. First off, we've got great leadership up front. Brian Hudson, for 2 weeks, hasn't practiced at all. He just plays in the game because he's injured. You know what? Doesn't miss one play. That's toughness. Just toughness. So I can sit up here and talk for 50 minutes about how tough he is. Our other offensive linemen feed off that. We have veterans from last year, Ronaldo Brown and Michael Gonzalez. We've added some newcomers on the starting offensive line at both tackle positions who've done a really good job. They've gelled together. We have some other backups that aren't getting in a whole lot, but they're getting in some. They're continuing to get better, and we're going to need them at some point. So those guys, we do a lot of things offensively, running the ball and throwing the ball. They got to learn a lot. They got to study. But we have different things we can go to, and if they can handle it, it gives us a slight advantage. So proud of them. Of course, defensive line, you've seen them the last couple of weeks. They've been lights out. They play hard. They play aggressive. We play a bunch of guys. They work hard in practice. If someone came and watched them practice, Coach Hagan and his guys do a great job. They work extremely hard. And then, like I said, I think being better in the coverage and making that quarterback hold a little bit longer allows them to shine even more. So at this point, through 6 games, they've done a really, really good job.
Lexus and Rashawn, that's it. That's 2.
Jeff, you brought Evan Conley in for a couple plays. Just curious what you're seeing there and what you kind of wanted to get out of that with having him in there.
Well, I think we want to have the ability for the quarterback to run the ball. We want to try to. Jack got hit a whole lot the last game, so trying to take some hits off of them. Evan's a really good athlete. If I had to take it back, both calls, they max zeroed it and blitzed us, and it's probably not a whole lot of room to run. So we have to have some different things off of that if we're seeing that. So that falls on me. But Evan's a really good athlete. Our other quarterbacks work hard. We're not going to be scared to put in multiple guys if we need to. But Jack, in my opinion, was outstanding today. He was consistent. He took care of the football. He made great decisions. He threw it away when he had to. He was accurate. Just played a fantastic game.
Last one.
Coach, Jahar Jordan had a tough week last week versus NC State. They did a lot of run blitzes and things to make it difficult on him. Today, it seemed like, I don't know if Notre Dame wasn't ready for his speed, but just talk about how much better your offense is when he's out there making those type of runs.
Well, last week was on me. They were able to stack the box, and I didn't have enough answers. So we definitely wanted to try to fix that a little bit. So I thought our plan was better this week. Creating space for him is very important because if you can give him space, he's fast, he's elusive, he's quick, and he can go the distance. So I think, we had a couple of runs that didn't have a whole lot of room, but he popped it in there a few times early on. They stuffed it for a little while, and then we kind of came back in the second half and hit a couple big ones on a couple different calls we hadn't used yet. He's a fantastic player. Once again, unselfish. We have other running backs too. He doesn't care who's in there. He just wants to win. But he was fantastic today as well.
All right, Coach. Check all the way. All three. What's that? Oh, yeah. Jack Plummer, Troy Gordon, TJ. Questions?
Jack, for you, just what was the conversation like at halftime? It seemed like you guys had some opportunities that left by the wayside in the first half. What was the conversation at halftime, and then the mindset going into the second half that helped you all break it open?
I think we were pretty calm at halftime, and we had a feeling that we could move the ball on them, and we were doing a couple things, maybe shoot ourselves in the foot a little bit in the first half, but we just stayed calm, and we know that at any point we can get explosive and just start putting drives together, and so nothing really crazy at halftime. We just talked about what plays we were going to open up with, and then from there just going out and executing them.
Jack, this is your third time at 3 schools facing Notre Dame. It's the first time you get the win. What does that do personally for you? And then just knowing, the gravity of an opponent like that, what do you feel like that does for this team this season?
Yeah, I think, my third time playing them, 3 different schools, probably never going to happen again. I don't know. It's kind of weird, but it was good to win. And, obviously I'm not winning the game, the whole team's winning the game. So defense played great. Only giving up, only 13 points for most of the game. And us being able to capitalize on that as an offense, and the O-line playing well, and running backs running the ball, receivers making plays. So it's a team game, but it does feel good to come off the win and maybe give us a confidence boost going into the next week.
Hey guys, crowd storming, sold out crowd, noise throughout the whole game. Just how would you describe what this atmosphere was like to play in front of all those fans?
It's really a blessing to have everybody show up. First and foremost, we appreciate all the fans, all the support they've been giving us, and it was just electric. Once they stormed the field, feel the adrenaline, and we're just thankful for this day.
With all the fans coming out, we appreciate it. We know that we had something special that we could do tonight, and we got that done, and we want to do that for the fans.
Jack, where you at? You want me to go?
So you guys were coming into this 5-0, and I think a lot of people some people nationally still kind of question how good of a team was this. What kind of statement do you feel like you guys made tonight?
I feel like the statement we made tonight is we can compete with anybody, and it don't matter who we play. We're gonna give our best effort every time. So, we showed the nation what we can do, and we just gonna keep going from here.
I think at the end of the day, we've had some gritty wins, and people are saying, "Hey, you didn't win by enough points." But at the end of the day, there's only one stat that really matters: is did you win the game or did you lose the game? So right now we've won 6 games and lost none, and we're just trying to keep adding to that one game at a time. And just coach always preaches just one game season. So we're only focused on the next opponent, and that's it. We try not to look ahead and just take care of business every single day, and then just let it stack upon each other. And when the season's over, we can look back and then evaluate it.
TJ, basically, y'all were received there last year. Again, being able to get to Sam Hartman a lot. I guess what enabled you to have the success that you did tonight, and just being able to get teams to get to those sacks finally showing up and just limiting their offense?
We knew what we did against him last year and what happened when we got pressure to him. So obviously we wanted to get more pressure to him, and when we did that, you seen what happened. So just going to this game, we had a game plan. We just knew we had to execute, and that's what we did.
Yeah, I just think we played really good team ball as a defense tonight. I think we came together. We played a good game. Obviously, we wanted to affect Sam Hartman, and I think we did that tonight. And I think that contributed to us being successful.
The question is for you, Jack. What's it like for you to watch Jawar out there as a running back and just the explosive plays that he's made? And just, I guess, how impressive is it for you to watch him? And even for you, Jawar, just how much confidence do you have in yourself in terms of the running backs in this country? So start with you, Jack.
Yeah, I think, it's awesome just to see him, at any moment you can hand him the ball, and then it's just like that. He's down the field and making guys miss. And then once he gets in the open field, just the speed. I don't think people are gonna have a hard time catching him out in the open field. So, I put our guys up with anyone in the country. So I think, it was exciting, a good game for Jawar, and just hopefully the whole country took note of that.
I guess you'll have the same thing.
Yes, sir. Really, I'm just doing what God gave me the ability to do. And that's just go out there, play football, play fast, physical. And I stand on what I said last week or 2 weeks ago. I feel like I'm one of the best backs in the nation. I feel like we have one of the better running back rooms as well.
This one's for Jack and Jawar. What do you think separates your offensive line from other groups in the country? It looks like they kind of physically imposed their will tonight, particularly in the run game.
Yeah, we got a lot of dudes that are gritty, and they put in a lot of work in the summer. In the summer, they were here all day grinding, trying to get better, and on their own time. And also the experience that's up there. They got guys that put a lot of games, a lot of starts, and I think there's no substitution for that. I think the more you play, the better you get, the more crafty you get, the more you can recognize things, and they work hard. I mean, they're in here till about 8:00 at night and studying film and watching film. So I think, they're gritty dudes, hard workers, and, they want to be good.
I mean, just adding on to that, I feel like we're deep at the position too. I feel like not even just our starting group, guys that come in second, third, I feel like they can make plays, and we trust them out there. So that's it.
Jawar, you had the 2 touchdowns in the second half that essentially put the game away. I mean, is that an opportunity you kind of relish in, or how do you, step up in those big moments? Is that something that you embrace, or how much does that just give you confidence?
Just being patient. Last week, it's not the week I wanted. That's not the week we expected in the run game. So we just knew that the run game was going to hit once we was being patient. And, we just embraced the moment. And when our number is called, just make the play. That's it.
And this is for all of you guys. Just leading up to this week, there was a lot of talk and conversation about Notre Dame coming in here, taking care of business. Notre Dame fans were very dismissive. Was any of that a conversation within the team? Did you all use that as motivation to get ready for this? Like, what was the conversation around it? Was this about just showing the world just how good this team was, or how did that week building up to the game work?
Yeah, I think we obviously in this building, we know how good of a team we are. Like you said about showing other people who we are. I mean, yeah, that's important, but we know what we have, and that's the most important thing. So we just go week by week, we play our game, and we'll come out with the outcomes that we want.
Yeah, we knew we had a challenge this week, but we take it one game at a time, and we just prepare the same. You can't take nobody lightly, and you can't over prepare and try to do too much. So this week we just treated it like a normal week, and we show everybody like what we can do. That's what I feel like.
I feel like we've seen a lot of talks about being an upset. I feel like we went with the mentality that it wasn't going to be an upset. It's only going to be an upset if you don't believe we're going to win. And we believe we was going to win, so.
Yeah, I think we're not really concerning with the outside noise, and to piggyback off what these guys said, just knowing what we can do within the building. I think that's what really matters. And you said that, I don't even know what the Notre Dame fans were saying. So just keeping it all in house and knowing what we can do, and then just executing our game plan.
Last question over here.
For Mason and TJ, and not only did you guys have a lot of success getting in the backfield, getting after Sam Hartman, but you guys had a lot of success against the nation's leading rusher in Audric Estime, holding him to only 20 yards. What allowed you guys in that front seven as a whole to have so much success against Notre Dame in the rushing attack?
We felt like we could stop their run game. We'll have a good shot, and we knew he was one of the best backs in the nation, and we just take that as a challenge. And so the D line and us linebackers, we just had a plan to stop him the whole game.
Yeah, I think it's pretty well known right now that we're very good at defending the run. We plan on keeping that going. But like TJ said, we figured if we could stop the run, we would put the ball in Sam Hartman's hands more. And he was going to make decisions. We were going to get after him, and it was going to work out for us.
Thank you, guys.
That offense and defense in here, so yes,
That's what I'm tweeting against.
Is that TJ?
I'll take that.